Welcome everyone, it's Shari Carroll for SimonsStamp.com, and I'm going to show you a couple of projects that I've made using the B-Day kit from Caly Pearson's class. Since I have two completely different projects, I'll start you off with my B-Day tag, and I'm using the Happy Birthday stamps and coordinating dies. I'm also using the honeycomb tag die set, and this features some really cute things. And I haven't decided, I may use the word sweet, which will fit really perfectly on the tag. I'll also be using the 6x6 honeycomb stencil, and this is a really perfect size. I'll be using my blending brush and ink, along with a small black archival ink pad, and also a palette of watercolors and an aqua brush. I'll be stamping onto the smooth side of some watercolor cardstock, and I'm just picking out a few of the images that I want to use. And next I'll ink them up with my archival ink, and I'll close the door and press them into the paper to reveal my images. For my painting, I'm using the swatches of paint, and you want to make sure that you have water down into the brush tip. And this is a super fine brush, so you can get into all those little corners. But once you get your brush tip wet, you can just touch it onto those paints on the paper to pick up some paint color. I usually start my painting a little bit light, and then I can go in and add more intense color as I go. Once your paper is wet, you can go back in with that more intense ink color and start dabbing it right into those edges or where you want the sides to be to show that it's a round body. Now I'm moving on to the stenciling, and I'm using the Simons Stamp Pawsitively Saturated Honey ink, and I'm just going to be coloring in a center area for it to be the background of my tag. Next, I am using the honeycomb tag die, and I'm just cutting this from regular white cardstock. And next, I'm using the centerpiece, and I've aligned it onto that tag, and I'm just putting some tape down to hold it in place while I die cut. And this will create a window. I've decided to color my tag with some black ink, so I'm just rubbing the archival ink over the top, and as you can see, it's leaving those little stitch marks intact to where they're white all around those edges. With my black frame ready, I've also cut my stenciled piece from the tag die, and this will go to the back side, so that front piece will sit just perfectly onto the front. One of the things that I will notice is that it will be white around the edges, and it's just me to do this. You don't have to, but I'm going to edge this with a black marker. Now, if you're wondering why, it's because that front piece is going to be sitting up on some foam tape, and you'll be able to see the back piece from the sides. Now that I have my front and back ready, I've also die cut a piece of acetate from the tag, and it's going to be really hard to see because it's so super clear. But I have a tag cut out using the thin acetate. This is optional for you. I am going to trim the scallops off the sides of the tag, and I'm trimming just on the outside edges of that stitching so that I still have enough of that acetate to add some adhesive so I can place it onto the back of the black tag. Next, I'm using the 1/8 inch RIFIC tape, and I'm placing that all around the edges close to the frame, and I'll start pulling off the backing of that tape just in a couple places. I'll start at the top, and then I can place my acetate on top and make sure that I get that aligned right in place. And once I have that top portion in place, I can go around the honeycomb and start removing the backing from the rest of the sides. And to make sure I have a secure hold, I'll just run my finger around the sides of that acetate. And next, I'll be adding some of our phone strips on top of that acetate. These are super easy. You're just going to go in segments of that honeycomb, and with each one, I'll just snip off right at the corner. And then I continue building around the honeycomb until I have all 6 corners completed. And my next step is to use a Simons Stamp anti-static tool, and I'm just going to run this around the sides of that adhesive before I add my sequins. I like to use the Simon Says Stamp triangle trays to sprinkle a few into the tray to make sure that I don't have way too many for my shaker card. So I want to make sure that I have all of these sitting flat so they won't clump up when I seal them in. And another thing I like to do is to fold back a little bit of that adhesive backing to create little tabs so that when I go to put everything together, I can pull that adhesive away just by pulling on my tabs. And now that I have the shaker portion complete, I'm going to very carefully place the back of my tag on top, and I'm making sure that I have it really well aligned. And now I can start sealing this up by pulling on the tabs that I've created. And finally, I'm ready to put on my designs onto my tag. And I've used a few little foam squares. I'll just put one of my little honeybees up at the top. And I'll use some terrific tape on the back of the cake. I want this to sit flat onto the acetate. And with my cake placed on top, I am adding foam squares to my message and just removing those. And this will sit just over that cake right on the bottom. I did change my message to the Happy Birthday Honey to complete this tag. I put my tag onto a white gift bag, and I also die cut those little bees. Those are in the tag die set, and I just sprinkled them around and glued them in place. And next, I'll be changing gears completely to create a thanks card from this kit. I'm using the Thanks Always stamp set, and it has that really large thanks with those adorable little animals all in and about the letters, and also some great messages that you can add together. I'll be stamping onto some watercolor cardstock, and I've created an A2 card, so it has that scoring in the center. And now I can place my thanks into my MISTI, and I'll ink this up really well with my black Soot Archival ink pad. And then I can press this down into that paper to get my impression. I've placed my note card onto my MISTI door, and I've used a little bit of tape. And this helps me to do my watercoloring. I can turn my paper around by just moving my MISTI around, and it keeps the paper secure while I'm doing my coloring. You can use watercolors or even your Copic markers to color in your images. I've chosen to do the watercoloring with the Daniel Smith swatch that was in part of the kit and the aqua brush to fill in all my images. Once I was done with my watercoloring, I'm using the Thanks Always stencil set. And this is a really great set and it has something really special in here. There is a mask that you can use to mask off the word and the animals. And this will allow me to add a colorful background. So I'll be doing a blue sky and also green grass. So right now I've put my tape towards the bottom of my image, and I'm using SEAFOAM ink and my blending brush, and I'm going to blend around the top. I have some tape holding the card closed and also a few pieces of tape at the bottom to hold the mask in place. Once you have the top portion of your ink blending complete, you can remove your mask to make sure that you have all the areas that you want for your first color. And now with my mask replaced over the top, I'm using the Simon Says Stamp Pawsitively Saturated Perfection ink, and I'm inking into the bottom portion to be like grass, and I'm making sure I'm getting up into the areas where that seafoam ink is, and I can blend in between those two colors in between the mask. And once I'm done adding my color, I can remove that mask. And now I have a sweet little sky and some green grass below that fits perfectly around my stamped and watercolored image. Next, I want to stamp a little message under my thanks, and I've chosen For Making Me Smile. I thought it went really well with these little critters. So I'll be inking this up with the Archival ink and closing the door and pressing this firmly onto that watercolor cardstock to complete my message. To finish this card off, I added a thin strip of the lemon chiffon cardstock and a couple sequins just to the right of the bottom message. I hope you've enjoyed these projects. They were certainly fun for me to make from the B-Day kit. I do have the links below for all the supplies that I've used for both of these projects. I hope this has inspired you, and thanks so much for watching.
Hi there, I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at simonsaysstamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.